G'day folks, it's Cortezerino. I am on a mission. I've got my armor on because we are going into the deep, dark depths below. And I've already failed just a moment ago, so I've got a new plan. It involves lots and lots of lava buckets. Okay, I don't need to go down there to place my torches. I can light it up from here. And I can also give this guy a nice warm bath. See you, mate. So the plan is, if I can light up a bunch of these lush caves where the mobs are spawning, I'll then be able to make a creeper farm inside of one of them. But I don't know, this is looking like it's going to take me quite a bit longer than I thought. Oh, no! I didn't see him because he's green and the cave is green. Okay. One cave lit up, but that took me ages and ages, and just over there is about 3 more caves this size, so I don't know, I'd spend a lifetime down here. I might give up. Okay, that plan didn't really work out. There are just too many caves underneath the Mushroom Island. I would be lighting them up for eternity, and yeah, I don't think I'd get anything spawn in my creeper farm. So we are going to move on to another project, and that will be the new storage room, the endgame storage room. So Bobbit and I outgrew this one a long, long time ago. It was only ever supposed to be just like a little starter storage, and I had to go around and add extra storage down the bottom here. So I did a whole bunch of extra redstone downstairs to get that to work, but it's all linked up to the sorting system. But yeah, we definitely need a new base. Yeah, Bobbit's been storing stuff up here because we just don't have enough room downstairs. And, oh, look at this. Look what Bobbit's been up to. That is a crazy Minecraft totem pole looking thing. It is pretty awesome. This is an explosive tree farm, which I don't really remember how to use, so I haven't attempted it. Gosh, it looks like it's been blown up. What's going on? Oh, I think he had a problem with it. He might be taking it apart and rebuilding it. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it definitely does look like it's been blown up. I hope, though, that even if he doesn't get it working, I hope he keeps the totem poles. They look so cool. But yeah, Bobbit's been working a lot on this island. He's got all little farms inside of each of these teepees. But I've been working on the main island because that's where I want to build our new base and a pretty massive storage system. And I don't even know if I have the materials for it. Oh no, I've got a little bit. I need to make a whole bunch of copper bulbs. Oh gosh, do you need blaze rods to make them? I can't remember. I'll have to look up the recipe. But you might have seen on my channel I've been making lots and lots of item sorters recently. That's because I've been experimenting with designs so I could make a great big storage system that is 100% my design. I didn't want to use anyone else's design. And I finally came up with one that I was super duper happy with, and that is my modular multi-item sorter. It's super tiny and super cool, and it uses the copper bulbs. So I've done a few tutorials for big designs like this, but the way I wanted to set it up was like this. I really like this display. So it means it needs a little bit extra redstone because these things work really well when they're powered side by side. So I was going to add some redstone to connect them. But I found out once I put a whole system of this together and started testing it, it actually doesn't work when I do it this way with the extra gap in between. And I'm just assuming that you've seen one of my tutorials on this, so you're familiar with this design. Let's throw some items in. So this is the one that does work. So when they're side by side like this, what happens is these lamps will power, and then when the next one starts up, it's perfectly in sync. So it powers both lamps at the same time. So that torch is powering both of those, and they don't interfere with each other. It's just the timing's all correct and the clocks are in sync. So everything works fine. But in this design, because they are one block extra apart, There's an extra hopper there that the items have to travel through, so that's an extra 4 ticks delay. And the clocks are no longer in sync, and there is a fatal flaw with this clock design. It actually uses the copper bulb as part of the clock. So you see, here's the repeater. That's part of the clock. It goes up the torch tower, powers the bulb, the comparator picks it up and sends it back to the repeater. And that's the clock. But because the one next to it affects that bulb, it will break this clock every time something goes wrong. So that extra delay just screws everything. And I'm talking too much. So let's just go straight to the solution. Does anyone have blaze rods to sell? ? There we go. Hopefully someone has a blaze farm. I definitely do need blaze rods to craft copper bulbs. But maybe I can just use... Yeah, I'll use the chiseled copper. That would pretend that that's a bulb, and I will grab some redstone and show you my solution. Okay, so it looks like I can get my blaze rods by building a little snowman farm, and that will be much, much easier than going to the nether and making a blaze farm. So the clock I'm currently using does not work because the timing's just all wrong, but I thought if I'm making a new clock anyway, I might as well try and fix that problem of the one next to it affecting it. So we're going to make independent clocks. So we're going to detect when something is coming off our dropper tower with a comparator. And where's my little funny thing? There it is. And that's going to turn on, and then we will do this into a block. And oh, I need another thing. Okay, I needed a note block, and we'll use another observer. So that's going to detect when things are on, and this will be the clock. So just a 4-tick delay. Where does my torch go? Does it go on top? It might go on top. I can't really remember. Let's have a look, see if this works. We'll go on top. Yes, this is the way. A torch right there. And then let's get up a little bit higher. See, the clock's running. Look at that. Beautiful. And we'll put that there and that. And now that's clicking because I need that thing turned on. Oh, it's not an actual bulb. I remember now. So I haven't got a bulb, like a proper copper bulb for this to work. But basically I'd have that on all the time. So when that's on, the thing's off. And as soon as I put stuff in here, the comparator will switch on. It'll change the bulb and start the clock. So this clock is a little bit bigger than the old one, but it's completely independent of the thing next to it. So that is what I'm going to use for my new sorting system, and I've already checked it, and that 4-tick delay there is fine, and everything's going to work. I'm doing that thing where I'm talking too much. I've got to go pick up some blaze rods and build a snowman. Gee, I'm doing great things this episode. I'm building snowmen. And I thought I'd show you where this new base is going to be. Check this out. Bob has put a cool little rope bridge connecting our island there. We are building the new base in the center of the island, and gosh, I really love having my beach here because it's nice for directions. I get pretty lost on this island. Everything kind of looks the same. Over here is going to be the new base. I've been building this massive, massive mountain. It's taking a long time because I'm putting moss blocks in with the grass to make it green all the way around. But basically I built all of this out of mycelium, and then to get it to grass rather than do anything too crazy, I'd just turn the mycelium into a path block, then I'd hoe it, and then because there's no water here, that would turn back into dirt, and then the grass can slowly take it over. But we are building the new multi-item sorting system inside of the mountain, so I've got lots and lots of room here to expand. There are a few caves down there with mobs spawning, but so far nothing has crawled up out of the depths, so I think we're pretty safe. But yeah, right here on this platform is where I'm going to build this new sorting system. But before I can do that, let's go get some blaze rods and build a snowman. Okay, this place is looking lovely as ever, except this is where his storage used to be, and now I don't know. He's got a snowman. He's just being lazy. He can't be bothered making his own snow. Maybe I should just make the snow here to save myself making a snowman. Okay, we've got to find his new storage system, wherever that is. Okay, it turns out I was looking in the wrong place entirely. Here we go. I actually wasn't too far away. If I'd flown around, I would have found it eventually. Hey, there he is. Sweet. What kind of sorting system is he doing? Ooh, he's made his pretty. It looks a little bit bigger than... Actually, I don't know if it is bigger than the one I'm planning. Mine's going to be pretty big as well. That looks like a... Oh, gosh, is that a Rapscallion version 5 design? I don't know. I've never built it. It looks pretty cool. What's down here? Oh, this is his crazy beacon. I thought that was part of the storage system. It's not. Okay, now my storage system's going to be way, way bigger than this. Probably not as efficient, but it's going to be 100% my design. Gosh, that's a crazy amount of redstone just for a little bit of wood. So it's just loading the stuff into the shulkers. I'm going to have one of them too, but mine's going to be cool. Not as efficient again, but it is going to be different and yeah, just a little bit quirky. I'm getting very suspicious of all the redstone. Ah, I know what this is. This is a cactus farm. I can see the cactus right there. What is it really? Unstackable sorter. All right, let's go back to base. Should I just go straight to his snowman? No, actually, I've got an idea for the snowman. I'm going to need snow eventually, so I might as well do it properly rather than just do a silly snowman. I'm going to do a cool snowman. And I just realized, of course, it's going to be a cool snowman, as opposed to a warm snowman, which would look more like that water behind me. So what are you up to, Cortez? That didn't look like a snow farm. Well, I wanted to build it over here on the island where we've got all our other farms. And I also wanted to help Bobbit decorate a little bit. But I didn't know what he had planned for certain areas, so I thought, well, I can decorate down here, and that won't get in his way. So this is my whale. He's got a little bit of a hat on at the moment, just ignore that. You might have been forgiven for thinking it was a great big shark. It does kind of, if we just wait for the water to clear up a bit, there we go. It does look a little bit like a shark. I know, that's why I left the tail to the end, so you could think, oh no, it's not a shark, but I don't know, it's my first attempt at a big fishy, and I think it looks pretty cool. So it does have a blowhole for getting in and out, so we've got a little trapdoor right there, but I just put this on because I need to get the snowman in, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough headroom. Okay, so it's a little bit drippy in here, so just ignore that. I'll show you what I've got so far. So we have 4 crafters here, and I've got them ready to accept the snowballs and to turn them into snow blocks. And the way I'm going to power them is just like this. So I'll send them that down, and 2 observers are looking at each other. It's all flashing in front of these observers, and they are powering these crafters. So it's nice and silent, and they're just going to keep on crafting as the snowballs come in. So the hardest thing to figure out with these snow farms is how to collect these snowballs super duper quick, because we're producing them so fast. So usually you'd use hopper minecarts, but I came up with the cool idea of using soul sand. So we're going to have the snowman up here, and the snow layers are going to appear on top of the soul sand. So soul sand's cool because it's not a full block. The hoppers will accept the snowballs through it, but for some reason, snow layers appear on it just fine. So we've just got to be careful not to accidentally shovel the soul sand, but we'll be good. So as soon as we hit the snow, it'll fly up in the air, and then the second it hits the soul sand, all of it will instantly go into this hopper. And then from there, it's got two directions to go. So half will go straight across into this crafter, and half will go down and into the same crafter. So we've doubled the speed immediately. But even that is not enough. We need a little bit more. Okay, so let's just add a few more hoppers. So we'll do 4 going down there. And I'm just going to create a little ring around this, so any snowballs flying off to the side will also get collected. What we're going to do is put a rail right there. I will do a trapdoor. Let's do 2 trapdoors. And I'm just going to push a hopper minecart over. I think that is far enough, and we'll get rid of that rail. And we will do another one right beside it. And so this hopper minecart is just extending over that soul sand. So half the snowballs will go straight down, and the other half will be collected by these hopper minecarts, and they will be sent around to the side crafters. So now we've effectively got 6 lines of hoppers taking stuff away, and this will keep up. So it's just a pity I can't put the hopper minecarts encased in the soul sand. You know, you push the soul sand down with a piston. The second there's even a tiny bit of a hopper minecart inside of the soul sand, then those hoppers below will only take items out of the hopper minecart. They just ignore anything that lands on top of the soul sand. So that's a pity. But yeah, this is my system. So let's get the rest of this rigged up. And you are probably wondering, what is all this junk I've got at the front here? So this piston and all that. Well, I figured I would do a shulker box loader so I can be sitting here whacking away at the snowballs, and eventually I'll hear the piston go off and I know I've got a full shulker down there. But let's just rig this up so I don't accidentally break the soul sand, because that would be very bad indeed. And I also don't want to break the hopper minecart. So what I'm going to do... Where do I want to do it, actually? I think I will... Yeah, I don't want that block up there. We will break him. And I'll break him, putting them in the wrong spot. I'll have to remember to retrieve them out of the crafters. Okay, so we're going to do an upside down stair right here and a flower pot right here. So the flower pot will get us at the perfect height that I can't hit that soul sand. The hopper's in the way, so I'm not accidentally going to whack at it. And this upside down stair means I'm not going to hit those minecarts. But you're probably thinking, well, you can still see them. That is where this little beauty is going to come in handy. So we'll put an iron trapdoor there. And this is actually good because you're not accidentally going to start using the farm without turning it on. You have to turn it on for the trapdoor to get out of the way. And now I'm up here. The trapdoor prevents me from seeing those minecarts. So yeah, I'm not going to break anything except for maybe the snowman. I might hit him. But of course, Cortez has thought of that, but he hasn't thought of how he's going to get to it. I will just sneak through here, I think. Yes, that's the way. So it is very cramped in here. So I'm going to put a grindstone right there. And now if I come back over here, the grindstone is preventing me from hitting the snow golems as well. So the only thing I can get is the snow. It's a very small hole to look through. Okay, well, I'm going to get this place cleaned up and we will get the snow golem in. All right, this is more cramped than I thought it was going to be. There we go. How on earth did this happen? This makes no sense. Got anything good? And we will get the shulker box loaded. Okay, I'm hoping to see snow. Am I going to see snow? Yes, there it is. Why am I hitting this so slowly? Oh, I need a beacon, don't I? Has that got efficiency? It does. Why is that going so slow? Yeah, it must be just server lag that's making it go slow, because here on my little build world, it is going super quick. Yeah, I think that is looking pretty cool down there. Gosh, it does look like a shark though, doesn't it? it's my best effort. But let's go over to the mountain. Gosh, I can't wait to get this mountain done. It is going to look so nice. And there's plenty of room down here just for if we decide, oh no, we need a little farm of something, we can throw it in there. I've got my concrete converter down there at the moment. But the storage system is in, and I'm using the blocks on the side to say what's in the chest next to it, and I've got it all set up, ready to go. So I've actually got more spaces than I have stuff for, because it's still early in the season, so I've got all these spare ones. So once we get more items, I can start filling them up. But you'll notice one interesting thing here. So I've got one chest for stone. So I've got a whole bunch of stone there. I've got some extra in shulker boxes at the moment, and the stone varieties, but you're probably thinking that is not enough space. And you're right, it isn't enough space. But this is only part of the storage system. This is the beginning of it. So it's a place we can come to where we have access to every single item we have. But if we need like shulker boxes and shulker boxes full of stone, there is going to be a whole other mammoth section to this storage system, which we will not be building today, but it is coming, and it is huge. So you might have noticed a bit of a weird floor situation here. I haven't really decided what I'm going with, so I put down some grass, but I may not keep it as grass. But I'm definitely going to be using this sort of flooring a lot, so it's just oak logs and the spruce, because I'll be decorating this in a Neverland theme, so it will be home underground. And if you haven't heard of that, that's just a little hole in the ground where Peter Pan lives with all his buddies. So it's going to be quite a challenge to decorate a huge storage room in that design, but I don't know, I've started. Oh, and I've got all my non-stackable items over here and another wall of chests there. I'm going to move them, I've decided, because I realized when I was sort of cleaning this up, I've got little spaces like here on the end of the chest because I don't need to put a block there to say what's in the chest. So what I'm going to do instead is just put a whole thing of barrels in those spaces, and that can be my non-stackable item storage. And over here I've just got a door to nowhere, but this will go out to a super smelter. So that'll be cool. You don't have to go far from the sorting system to get to the smelter. And I've got to fix this workstation situation. I'll probably do what I usually do in my storage rooms and just have like a note block you can hit and a thing will go down to reveal them all. At the moment, I've just got these ones in, and these are for shulker boxes, so we can put them in there when we're loading them up with stuff. And then when we're done, we just hit that and collect them. Okay, I think that is about it for today, guys. Next episode, we'll be getting more of the storage system done, and then maybe even finishing off the mountain. Okay, that's it for today, guys. I'm going to go make a bunch of snow and set up a shop, probably in one of the nether tunnels, and try and sell it while it's hot. I mean, while it's cold, before it melts. See you later.